my God. I couldn't even. This video made me so upset.
Angry.
Tiffany Cross, she's back, folks. I don't even know why they brought her back. She was on MSNBC and she got fired.
Right.
What did she say? What did she say on MSNBC?
I gotta look it up.
She said something so outrageous.
And she still
she said something outrageous too.
And she got fired for that. So now they bring her back as a pundit on CNN with Abby Phillips, who is she's the new
starting to get on my nerves
Joy Reid. Okay.
Anytime that we play something from Stephen Miller, it would be journalistic integrity to point out that he is a white supremacist and he is the brainchild behind this policy. That's not my opinion. That's actual facts. And for him to purport lies from the Oval Office as a white supremacist,
I don't know.
it should be pointed out. It's reporting. Washington Wall Street Journal's own reporting.
I want to address what
I think the reason why you may feel that way, Arthur, is because you maneuver in society with a certain privilege. The question is, who are these?
Hold on. What privilege? When I get on the subway, just tell me the privilege. When I'm dressed like this on the subway, I am a target. That is not a privilege. I'm a target. There's the guy who probably has a wallet and a watch.
Arthur, I want you to be
That's not
open.
privilege.
I want you to have a little bit of intellectual curiosity and be open and let me finish my point.
I'm very curious.
Thank you. I think when you ask the question, who is the militarized law enforcement there to protect and who are they there to protect from? And so often in this country, particularly, that is how law enforcement swole their ranks. There was so much violence against people of color, black people in particular in this country, that they said it's okay to beat a black person, to murder a black person, but you gotta be wearing a badge when you do it.
Who are the victims?
Do you want to listen or you can't talk and listen at the same time?
Well,
so let me just tell you. It doesn't sound like it. My point to you is I am telling you on the front lines what is happening. And there are militarized police force going and harassing longtime law-abiding citizens of Washington, D.C. And so when we, who are probably a little more familiar with American history perhaps than you, look at the military turning the police force on its own people, we remember the examples like Tulsa, when law enforcement dropped bombs on its own community. We know what it is like to have people.
We're far from that, though.
We are not so far. We are not so far from that. We are not so. We are actually not so far from that.
We need to bring some numbers into.
She kicked him in his balls throughout that entire diatribe. The man is a eunuch right now, okay? She was so nasty. She's a nasty, racist woman.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the modern Democrat Party personified. Listen, she thinks she's well educated. Yes. She thinks she's well spoken. And listen to her talk down to this man who was trying to make a point. No, your opinion's not valid. Yes. Of course, you're a man, but let me tell you, as a woman, I know more than you do. And oh, by the way,
you're a white man.
You're not only a white man, you're a very white man. You're extremely white. And that makes you well less than I am. By the way, I might be wrong, but you're definitely not right. Do you know what I mean? Like, she left no room for conversation, no room for argument, wouldn't let him get a word in edgewise. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the modern Democrat Party for you. They value certain black women and they push them up front and say, all hail the queen, and bow down. And men had better stop this toxicity of trying to answer the question that was asked to you when I'm sitting next to you and I want to answer your question. They didn't even ask her the damn question. It was his question. Yeah. When you see this happen in front of your face, yes, it's infuriating. Yes, it makes you want to pimp slap her across the face and say, listen here, heifer, it was my question. Please be quiet until I finish my answer. But what I saw was the personification of the Democrat Party. This is the reason why Trump kicked their ass. This is the reason why JD or Marco Rubio, I don't know which one it's going to be, is going to just clean the floor. But they're going to get mollywopped if this is the best that they have.
I pray this is the case.
And I hope Stephen Miller sues the shit out of her.
Stephen Miller he's part of a minority class. He's Jewish. Right. How can he be white supremacist and he's Jewish? They just had a clip of him, what was it, last week? We talked about it on this show.
The white hippies.
Right, talking about how these Democrats in D.C. are not protecting the black class there because it's a predominantly black city. And he was talking about how that's their goal is to clean it up, is to protect these black and brown people that live there, these victims.
They got wrong black women on that panel. Or actually, they need more black women because that bitch
bitch. I wanted to be sitting next to her, and had she even this little patronizing stuff. Oh, they would have had to cut the cameras, KJ. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
They
We would have kept rolling. We would have kept rolling.
I would not have given grace in that moment. First of all, I can't stand to be patronized like that, number one. She was so condescending, number two. He should have turned to her and just said something or whatever. She called the man a white supremacist, Stephen Miller, as a journalistic fact. What journalistic fact and integrity is somebody a white supremacist? This bitch, I'm serious, we would have I would have upset that table. I probably would have been taken out of handcuffs. She's so damn condescending and about history. No, bitch, let me tell you something. Black men are primarily being killed and murdered, maimed in cities across America. Black people are, black men in particular. Yes, by other black people, unfortunately so. That's number one. What militarized police? They're coming to clean up. DC has been cleaned up for the most part, 2 weeks or so, over almost 1,000 people, and yes, many of them were illegals collected off the streets. Go to DC now, and you probably won't see people shitting down by whatever on 14th Street or whatever the streets
Union
are.
Station.
Union Station, right. So what is she talking about? These people, her privilege, you had the privilege, Tiffany Cross, you had the privilege to sit at that damn table. And Abby Phillip, you know what? I like your little personality, but you know what? Wait a minute, I did. I'm beginning to see, or have begun to see, that it's quite phony. It's phony, and you are so pathetically fake and plastic. You sit there and you want to pretend that you are this, this balance or whatever. You're full of it. You're full of it. I'm serious. I wish I was in that seat next to the author, whatever his name is, that attorney. I would have said, as a matter of fact, if I was there, KJ, Nicole, if I was on the other side, I would have had to get up. So, excuse me, can I trade seats with you? I would just, oh my gosh.
Yeah, she was infuriating. She really was. And I would have just said, first of all, you need to shut your fat tongue up. Her tongue is way too big for her mouth.
She's got
You hear her. You hear her, right? She's got a fat tongue. It's way too big for her mouth. I don't understand why she's on TV.
It's an article, I think back in 2024, 2015, 2016. There was an article written when the Democrats still had power and a modicum of good sense. Someone wrote an article. There was a leak of his email to someone who worked at Breitbart. Okay. And Stephen Miller, I'm speaking of. So in that email, he referenced a book that is popular with the neo-Nazi set and other people about non-white people taking over Europe. Right. And then he made some other comments about a website that said, hey, you should check this website out, whatever. But that is in no way making him a white supremacist. Listen, I have lots of very, very smart friends. Delano Squires is one of my dearest friends. I send him stuff all the time. And because I read books about black people doesn't make me, a black supremacist. They made a long jump because he was too close to Trump. He was Trump's senior advisor at that point in time. And they wanted anything they hang their hat on. You folks know this. Democrats call you racist. If they don't like you, the first thing you are racist.
And now they're using the white supremacist.
And listen, and if they really, really don't like you, then you get to be a white supremacist. And if they really, really hate you, you get to be Hitler, a Nazi. Fascist. You get to be all these ists. In the meantime, this man is serving his country with distinction. This woman is an absolute pariah. She should not have any part of a public forum. She most assuredly should not be on TV espousing these views. But as long as CNN continues to do that, it's going to keep going in the toilet.
That's why you all have to get us to 200K and above so that we can definitely get on the panel. I would love to be sitting beside Tiffany Cross.
200,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I want to be sitting beside Tiffany Cross. What's the other name? Sunny Hostin.
Oh, Sunny Hostin.
Yeah, Abby is whatever. Abby's like a little whatever. I want to be sitting next to Tiffany Cross, Abby, whatever her name is, and even that damn Joy.
Yeah. Folks, you guys sound off in the chat. I know we got a ton of super chats here. We want to